not to let that powerful defensive operator stay on the board. And now Sandbox. They get the final ban. Will it be Fenrir? No, it'll be Solus instead. We're just chilling. We're just chilling, all things considered. This is like moving around library. Again, this is NIP. The action's probably not going to happen for another 45 seconds to a minute.
Yeah, you can tell by the cadence in our voice, right, that usually it takes a while to heat things up here for Nip. We're expecting a slow boil, but instead it's going to be Sandbox trying to send it towards Ninjas in Pajamas, who are practically playing defense on offense right now. They're trying to just defend the library, and it's working so well for them. Sandbox, they're just donating bodies to the cause. Ninjas in Pajamas are stacking the martyrs left and right. Demic, are you feeling it too? You are. It's a flawless to start us off here. Just no.
Sorry.
Although great band, as you know, as we are on the sidebar here. But Ninjas in Pajamas, finally, we were expecting this, as we were hoping for. The good clearance going about halfway through the round. The drone phase working swimmingly for Ninjas in Pajamas to be expected, and I mean, just proof of concept there as Nova goes down.
And they've got Z-Pings on Demic as well. Wow. Oh, okay. Hats off to Demic winning that fight. That was not one he should have won whatsoever. And, well, he's taken down pretty soon after. 2 up nades now for Pino.
It's going to be something that he wished that he had back to potentially deal with some things down the line.
Wow.
Oh, do we have anything to clear? Can I yell at you? Technically, Muzi does, but I'm not going to be too harsh. It smokes, and he's all the way in, across God's green earth here.
That was a Selma taken. That was 2 breaching charges taken. Breaching rounds taken. I will say, you're up at a 4v2, right? This is the time to make mistakes, but definitely not ideal util clear from NIP. But here's what Sandbox have so far. Is it a 2v4? Yes, but shockingly, we're low on time. Who would have thought? And Mephi has the bottom library stairs position. He's creeped all the way down. That leaves Arukaze in a bit of a difficult position at the moment, holding it down inside of the site. So he's got to win these next couple 1v1s. But then more importantly, Mephi's position on bottom blue has got to work out. One pushing the long hallway. Wizard checks the angle. He finds one, but not the second. Arukaze holding out just for a little bit. Psycho's got to put this bomb down. Muzi has to cover. Arukaze creeps around, might just find him. No, he's on the opposite side of the bar. Now both guns back alive for NIP. Will Arukaze find one? He sees him at least, but doesn't get the kill. 2 rounds in a row for NIP, though at the bottom of west main stairs. You don't have the same freedom you did before now that you have lost Psycho, but with that Thatcher, at least with those EMPs, whatever wall you decide to get, more than accomplishable.
Is that Nitro Cell out from Arukaze that he's kind of pre-placing there? Pino's going to be able to at least get one as he sails pretty close to the sun, but he'll be gifted instead of burned. Arukaze does have one of those Rotero drones or other Twitch drones around him. So many drones nowadays. Arukaze going to do his best to shut this down, but Pino's got the exact location that he wants to try and play this out from. He can get solid info, get rid of some of the pivotal pieces of utility, and it's going to be up to Sandbox to try and deliver on their promise. Mephi's going to be up first, but he's just scared about the situation, Lynx. You can tell he doesn't actually want to get that swing, and that's exactly what Khans is looking for. Khans is assertive, and that's what gets it done. Ninjas in Pajamas, they're just waiting for an error. And I just really don't like that swing, man. Like if you're not confident in it, just don't go for it.
No, and especially when you're holding blue to activate it might get him, but the EMPs land, thankfully, and now both walls NIP need to worry about on this bomb site are opened up. But it's taken 2 minutes and 5 seconds of the round to get there. Now, thankfully on Kitchen and Dining, you don't need to take control of the entire top floor. As you said, you might add somebody up there, add somebody in trophy later on in the round, but most of your utility, your resources are focused over here. Khans unshields, takes down Good Boy right after Arukaze cut down Pino, and the HP pool is pretty equal on both of these teams. Psycho does get another, though. NIP advantage acquired, but it doesn't seem there are any players from the attack actually standing on this top floor at the moment, or at least in a position to watch these defenders, so Arukaze can push up, hold these angles to deny the Monty from getting the bomb down. This is a very winnable position for Sandbox.
Yeah, it really is. There's no cover, really, for Khans right now. He knows he's got one over here inside the kitchen, but the hatch is open. Very minimal time, too. Little switch! Khans, what the hell was that? I've never even seen that in my life! He doesn't even ADS with the shield, he puts it on his damn back! Oh my god! Nip, there's no way! Khans is gonna get this case down inside of the kitchen! Muzi has the cross, Muzi's dead. The plant, it's successful! But my god, What a moment there from Cons. I'm at a loss for words. My boy is praying to my left right now. Little changes that make massive impact. That's what I've noticed about Nip across time. Maybe it'll be some operator change, or maybe just somebody else clearing some other portion of the map in a different way. But either way, it's successful. And I mean, genuinely asking you, how and why? Why?
I don't know how.
Why?
I don't know how Pino got the first kill.
The follow-up from the smoke there was so awkward, too, from Mephi.
Yeah, I know how Pino got Mephi. That we're all good on. Good boy was flanking up fireplace stairs. Thank you, Shout out to Observer, for pointing that out. So Pino just looks to his right. He's like, oh, there's a dude flanking there. Turns to his left. There's a smoke pushing as well. Nova also went down in the process, the player playing on Mezzanine. So not only are Sandbox staring down the barrel of a 2v4, they've also entirely lost control of the library and Mezzanine position. And NIP, say what you will about their playstyle, they know how to reset. They know how to say, all right, let's back off, take our foot off the gas, and get everything we need before we go for this execute. So if there was any team right now best position to win this 4v2, it's probably NIP. Though right as I say that, down goes Wizard.
It was a nice find there from Demic. But here's the problem, Nip have so much time.
It's just 55 seconds, and that even then, we've been in this spot for like 40.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They're so far ahead of where they usually are, right? There's 3 people dead. It's down to 2. Ninjas in Pajamas love positions like this, and this is when things get really scary. So, Arakaze, you can tell that they're just trying to get anything done, trying to get ahead of Ninjas in Pajamas. But again, we go back to their very methodical, very thought-out gameplay.
Dude, so good
Demic, oh my. This moment right here on Ego Balcony is going to mean so very much to the overarching story of not only this round, but the potentiality of Chalet. Demic, do you have what it takes to get it done? Such very low HP, even a pellet out of the skeleton key gets him. He's going to swing into Psycho, and they're going to play it down to the wire again. They just don't move, Lynx.
That was also a tongue twister, and I nailed it. Shout out to me. But at this point, a minute left. 5v5. And for Sandbox, the important positions, library stairs, library itself, not cleared by NIP just yet. A lot of the angles, a lot of the positions that Sandbox need are very much still intact.
Well, folks, they don't call him the Castin Lynx for nothing. Talking cat. Incredible. Good Boy's going to be able to take down Psycho. Speaking of cats, that beautiful player card that they all run for the SB boys. Wizard's going to be able to refrag onto Good Boy, though. 30 seconds remaining, and this is where things get very dangerous for the exact reasons that you're talking about. Moosey's going to hop into a frost trap on the top floor, but welcome to modern day C. She's been updated, and you can now break those off, but Moosey's now going to be a singular bullet away from death. Wizard's going to take down Nova. It's up to Demic and Mephi, and they have to try and hold them at the gates for 15 seconds so that they cannot find a place to put this case. Demic will be the first one to strike, but Mephi will go down in kind. Demic does have an opportunity, but they have the full breadth of games under their belt, as well as Bar's stock. It's going to be really difficult for him to try and work this out. He did have a Nitro Cell too, but there's really nowhere for him to try and pitch that in, especially with that angle being played from Ninjas in Pajamas. Once again, just showcasing Psycho looking to try and deliver things over on the Solarium side. Oh no, Mephi, he swings in. Is anybody aware of this situation at all? They are.
Wow.
It's going to be a huge dub for Nip. You've got to be kidding. They're going to take out practically everybody, all in that happenstance. Legitimately, I didn't even think there was that many Sandbox bodies in the way to get.
I didn't think there were either. Like, I'm going to keep it real. I saw the Finka inside. I was like, all right, 5v4. Oh, 5v2? Okay, and not only were all those bodies inside of the building, I mean, it was like 3 defenders from NIP running in front of bedroom window where Sandbox were holding, solar window where Sandbox were holding, solar stairs where Sandbox were holding, and nobody was able to get it killed. They were able to do some damage. Moosey lost some HP, but nobody died. No trades whatsoever. Sandbox had all the angles they needed, and it's somehow a 2v5.
Yeah. I think we're really entering. I think we're entering that Nip has broken Sandbox territory.
Oh.
I'm going to break you on my. It's going to be a Wizard on the other end of things, trying to clear out things with the stuns too. They don't have any frag grenades though, so not going to be able to dislodge him in that regard. Also, obviously no Capital either. Nova's going to go down. A nice find there from Wizard is he's going to hit it on the transition. Mephi will be able to take out one. It's a 3 versus 2 in favor of the defense, and the case is all the way down inside of Office currently. Mephi's going to work his way around Piano. If they do end up losing this round, this is going to be a 7-1, and we'll be heading towards Oregon. 3-1 now. It's all left up to Demic. He at least knows where 1 is potentially on the rotation. You remember, it's actually a downstairs bomb site. Gonna be the kitchen defense that wins it out for Ninjas in Pajamas, but really, it was Ninjas in Pajamas.
Flores, very logical ban from Sandbox. Follow up on the Cade. I like this ban for Sandbox because if NIP would try to focus on Cade tricking those Electro Claws or those X-Kairos, that could really make Sandbox fight
So
for...
very good at just keeping these mainline strats and shutting things down.
Flash is going on in. Sandbox looking to land their execute. Oh, both the nades don't clear out Pino around the corner. Thankfully, Arakaze is able to finish that one off. 4v5.
Uh-oh.
So they go on. Oh, man! Cons with the heater! Arced over the table. A triple kill through the smoke! Mephi does find one, but it all crumbles to pieces for Sandbox.
Wow.
And rough, too, because with that first pick in the smoke, that looked like a clean so far in this being Sandbox map pick. Maybe they've got time to recover. Is somebody outside the white stairs position, but with a minute left, do you know where the take is coming from? I mean, we see them trying to open the bedroom wall, right?
It's not. What they're doing right now is they're trying to find any which way to get a pick, and everybody's just kind of working their own
exactly.
quadrant.
Like, they want to go with the bedroom side, but they just don't have the angles yet. They're just now entering the
here we
building
go.
of Attic, but Nova might just have something.
I was a little worried because we did still have Nova down on the front yard, but he hopped up the van, so now we kind of have a more pointed offense. That's why Lynx was getting worried. It's like everybody's in the four corners of the map, and now you've lost your other portion of this setup. Everything's now coming in from Trophy, and this is the worst way to do things when it comes to Siege. Unless you're being very direct and very hostile, this is more than likely not going to go your way. Arakaze on very low HP, no more throwables to try and deal with this. Beautiful crosses being held, and Psycho's just swinging through. Muzi will take down one. Nova will at least get one for his troubles, but it's a 1 versus 2. He does have some time to try and flirt with this plan, flirt with some death as well, so continue his tirade, but he can't land the critical shots. Almost had it onto Psycho, but with very minimal time remaining, he pushes through. Pino's turned himself into a run. Because a lot of the goods have already been given up.
Yeah, and also C4 to ward off the Monty onto the doorway, moving into back tower. Almost a minute left, or at least a minute 10 right now. Cons just walks up, catches Mephi breakdancing on the pillar right there. He's wiggling, moving around. Good Boy's able to find Wizard at least, but that's full back tower control in the hands of NIP at the moment, as Pino is also there to make sure that nobody can take down the mute from the upstairs position. This Monty has barely moved an inch into back tower, and now he rotates off. Now, they opened up the split wall earlier, right? But NIP can rotate someone to the split door and counter this very push, and there's not a lot of time for Sandbox to react to that and station a player in a position to counter it. Good Boy will try to do it, but we're really tight.
Oh, and he's also going to... No, he misses it too, but it's not going to be that big of a deal. Genuinely not a bad push. Honestly, might want to just take the smoke and try and execute through there, but... Instead,
where's he going?
Kaze's going upstairs. He's got the case here, 20 seconds remaining. I think they're worried about some of the verticality play that could end up being up top. There's one over here in the corner. There's no way. There's absolutely no chance in hell that this is the way that things are going to go down.
Oh,
that was
man
a
advantage.
huge moment. They get the man advantage, and they might have the plant. But Arakaze, he's the last one up. He might actually have... No,
he doesn't.
Nope. He got off. And I'm not lying to you when I say...
on the freezer side, including that C4 from Pino. Will it be low on time? Yes. But Sandbox, very realistically, could find a position where the smoke canisters are gone, the Goyos are gone, but all the players from Sandbox are gone as well. Monty quickly the only one with a gun up alongside Demic. Arakaze does find one. Muzi cut down, but very easily finished off by Cons. Definitely the MVP for NIP in this series so far. So many big plays, so many big moments. And
no, you're absolutely right. And the thing that is so aggravating to watch with that is, Carter, that's the most default check inside of that bomb site, is deep inside of the bedroom. That's where everybody plays. It's the safest spot to be, and you don't check it? You just stand there and stare at a door. Anyways.
There we go.
I digress. Good Boy will at least be able to keep things on Sandbox's side. Nova's going to add to this pile. So Sandbox, the tactical timeout working so far. Mephi more than likely lighting a fire under them with that initial frag, and it's actually going to be Sandbox.
He's aiming initially for a front-sided take again. They've got the hard breacher and the diffuser over inside a garage, opening up the split wall early, but Good Boy cut down in a key position. The Z hallway player removed off the board by Muzi, but also, more importantly, the Thorn remaining on that split doorway. Good pickup by Mephi. Wizard alone inside of the shower. Maybe a little too far extended at this point, or doesn't know about the Buck's position. Mephi also alone at the moment. Muzi rotates over and is able to catch the Buck looking the wrong way.
Kind of keeping things slow, seeing what to try and do with this roam. try and rotate around, potentially get some kills. Arakaza with a nice find upstairs, dealing some very serious damage to one of the defenders, but Psycho's going to body Nova as soon as he crusts the top of White stairs. Do have a smoke here pouring in, but is it going to mean all that much? I mean, not really. Arakaza can't do much with it. The case is now down inside a kitchen, and that's more than likely a nip round.
5-1 at this point. As you said, case dropped cold on the kitchen floor.
Wow. These little pieces of utility, like breadcrumbs, right? And just see if the birdies will come out to play. And it's like, oh, you want that little breadcrumb, little buddy? Boop. Just like get the little kill.
I also love it with Pino, too. He's always the one holding these angles, cutting off these flanks, and it's just so good. Wizard drops down, only goes 1 for 1, though. Picks up the kill on Nova, then immediately backs off. The rest of NIP also hitting the brakes at the moment. Multiple players all just trying to drop down. At the moment, Muzi retakes the engagement. Down goes Good Boy. Mephi still inside a bunker. Oh, Arakaze picking up 1. Pino inside a bunker, now got to push up. Mephi sees him, able to finish him off easily. Good. The diffuser sat outside a big window. That is what NIP are gunning for now, what they're setting up for this gridlock.
More track stingers in, open up classroom, but there is somebody down on Z there. Some potential for them to get a good play going for themselves. Muzi's going to pick up 1. He's actually over inside of Split. Pino takes down 1. Demic, a misclick, but thank God he shot him in the head. That could have been the worst moment I've ever seen in my life casting this video game. But fortunately enough, he dies in a different way instead. 3 versus 2, it's in favor of the offense, but they don't have a place for this case just yet. No Nitro Cell on the mute either. It's going to be up to the gunfire, the cannon fodder out of Sandbox. And they're going to be able to get 2. It's going to be down to Muzi, and he does have more adrenal surges, but Sandbox starting to put together a defensive side, and one that I don't think that NIP were exactly ready for. They're kind of going through this at a very normal pace, not really, adding too much brain power to this. Kind of swinging into things and just taking the gunfights and hoping that they win them out.
On the garage side. But Mephi not really communicating maybe with Nova, and they don't end up scanning that front door.
I don't think you could see him because he was upside down repel.
I know he couldn't see him, but he was still droning that area is what I'm saying. So if you want to go for that swing, maybe wait a little bit. But Sandbox aren't waiting whatsoever. Demic able to cut down Pino, and Psycho downed on the big window. Demic might be able to finish him off from below if he gets the intel, but not a super likely position. The rest of NIP flooding in through the top floor. Good read by Demic. Wizard not expecting the White Stairs push. Still a 3v3 if they can revive Psycho. A minute left for NIP to try to bring back this round, as Sandbox really have finally started having a say in this series.
You're going to be able to get her back up.
Yep.
Psycho will be able to pick Nook back up. Khan's taking a little bit of damage, but he really needs to pump the brakes.
He's got all of his air jabs, I just realized.
Oh, wow. That's not supposed to happen. Just like, if you're not going to use them, play anything else. Although Khan's does have that ARX, and we know how dastardly that gun can be in the proper hands. Usually it's Shiko's hands.
You can always use those air jabs for the retake. Able to dome Demic.
This is
They're
getting really
prepping for a
scary.
hack drop. Neither of them have the diffuser, but there's a shotgun right around the corner, but he works away. Oh! He gets both of them left and right. Now Khan's the demon himself. He doesn't even check the angle. Arakaze, the big three-piece.
Behind him is going to force Nova down into the pillar position. They've discovered another player. They're actually going to reinforce the single panel here. And Ninjas in Pajamas, they're doing much better on time than they usually do for these situations.
They are, but there is still that clash in pillar. They need to have this util clear be solid. Good Boy also with the shotgun playing close. They're falling out of E-Box, though. A gap left in the attacks lineup. Good Boy's able to place a few pellets in the back of the Monty, but he's still not able to find the next one. Khans quickly moves in and makes a bad situation something far more palatable. They cut through the bomb site like a hot knife through butter. Nova's got to take out the secondary. An excellent shot on the Wizard, but NIP with more time on the clock than usual is a scary...
is on for Mephi, and that means it's game time now. Smoke's out. He's going to get a little bit of damage dealt to him, but now they know that he's playing the boiler door. We do have the clash still here on Pillar, but a lot of time for Nip, and this is what was so worrisome the last time. They had so much time to try and play around with this, and what a trade here from Wizard. To be able to at least get one. Arakaze will be able to pick up yet another. Wizard should be having to worry about the cross here momentarily coming in from Freezer, but no, it's actually going to be the player right inside of Elbow. Pino still with an opportunity, has to play up against the smoke and has to play up against the Mira. Two solid positions from them too, and it's like there wasn't an opportunity for the Mira to get that swing and timing, but unfortunately for him, not going to be the case. I think Pino's going to try and bait this out with some potential case play, but no, he's actually going to shift gears and work his way around. Just as good. All right, Nip, let's see your due diligence. I like this angle here. You can see how many eyes it's drawing from Sandbox as well as all these Selmas are starting to burst. Oh, Arakaze.
Oh.
There's absolutely no shot. I mean, great shot here from Mephi, but no way that should have been an oversight from Arakaze. He steps
Bedroom
right
is
into...
not free whatsoever. They have to be careful about these angles, and a team that is already very methodical, likes to take their time. This is going to cause them to be a little bit more anxious even.
I'm a little worried with that wall, too, because like there's no real good way for them to play it right now. They don't have a shotgun on any of these characters past Mephi, but I don't think they want him to step too far up. So, I mean, this could be a very simple waltz for Ninjas in Pajamas, but as soon as I say that, Mephi's going to get his double kill. They're trying to find him. He'll hit the deck and be able to stay alive. This is going to be a moment for Sandbox here. This is where things matter most. Can they force this overtime? And my God, there is no way in hell that this is what's going to happen. We've gotten down the road. Sandbox, they've found the gold in the bottom of this pit. And it seems as though they'll have a chance to get us to a map 3.
And I mean, Sandbox might all be generally on low HP aside from Demic, but they know Pino's probably outside the big window. They're all just holding crossfires, holding this position. Case is all the way in trophy as well. There's nothing more they need to do. And now with the Aruna Gate reactivated, that's the door shut on Pino's even remote chance of success in this round, and we will have overtime on the board. NIP's second.
That's when the play really starts to fall apart. Things devolve. The defense is able to exploit things or what have you in the situation that's being presented. But as of now, it's looking like Sandbox is really giving Ninjas in Pajamas a hard time. Mephi's going to get locked up here at the back of Pillar, but it's beautiful here for Nova. Mephi's going to be able to take down one, and this is looking like Ninjas in Pajamas is more than likely going to drop this round. Yes, indeed, that's going to be the case down with that smoke. It's going to be up to Muzi with very minimal time remaining, and the hardest part is he has to deal with Nova on that Clash, who's going to be able to lock him up for the majority of this round. As soon as he drops in, all that damage coming on to him, they know that he's got to try and swing through, and there's the shot as he just ticks down below half Monty is going to be a pretty big hamper. So, no, Nova going to be moving in on this side. Does have the EE1D, but he's got to work on that Goyo canister, waiting for that to burn out. Muzi's going to be able to get another one, and man, Oregon defenses so dastardly.
Especially when you have the attack shooting teammates in the back of the head. Unfortunately, 5v2 now. Muzi able to pick up Nova and Demic. 3K for Muzi in that round.
They had with this setup, especially with what Sandbox has going downstairs around the kitchen hallway and stuff. And Ninjas in Pajamas cannot have an oversight right now. Every single moment, every second that ticks off that clock could be the deciding factor. And Khans is going to get a huge kill. All of his air jabs are out. He's got to reload that ARX though. Wizard and the rest of the gang starting to wrap around this site, starting to coil like we talk about with Ninjas in Pajamas. Nobody's home inside of the site. Somebody has to get Khans. Into the 4 versus 3 we go. Khans looking for somebody, looking for a home. It's going to come down to the 2 versus 3. Good boy endemic. Can you get it done? Can you keep Sandbox alive? Good boy. He'll wrap around the outside. Muzi's gotten one. Demic gets the other. Pino on the hold. The plant is going down in the hands of Khans. He'll be off, and so will Sandbox on an airplane home, that is, as the full series will be closed out in overtime.